What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Heavy Hitter Media, a new source of reviews, commentary, and fashion consultation for the urban person of size. I am the Heavy Hitter, and again, welcome to Heavy Hitter Media. So, I have been wanting to do commentary for quite a while, but I felt like YouTube was oversaturated with show reviews. So, I wanted to do something that's going to be a little different. Hopefully, I haven't seen anyone do it. So, hopefully, I can say that I was the first or one of the first people to do it. So if others follow along, I can say I did it first. Ray J, respect. So what I want to do is I'm going to do reviews on Speak on It. Uh, the first one I'm going to do is Shawndreca or Shawndrella, as Aunt Bertha likes to call her. Shawndreca. Anyway, can we talk about how beautiful Shawndreca really is? Like, she is so freaking pretty. Anyway, so I am going to watch this and then I'm going to come back and give my commentary on what I think about Shawndreca. I think Shawndreca is really good for the show. I really like Kandi and the gang. Gang, 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 gang. Don't you want to go for something with some mac and cheese and some chicken and 50 degrees? I don't know. Anyway, by the time I get down to Patrick's commentary, I'll have the song down. But I really like Kandi in the Game because it was really good just to see a show that wasn't based off of and I'm a be and run up, get done up, and be and throwing drinks and all that. It's just good to see a family show based off of a black-owned business with black employees. I know people are giving their idea of what they think the show is and what it resembles. I just really enjoyed it, and I really hope they get a season 2 because it's good to see just stuff like this that is just naturally organic and it's innate because these people are talking about their lives. I think some of them might have kind of amped it up a little bit. But it's just really good. I really enjoy Kandi and the Gang. So I hope they get a season 2. And before I start rambling some more, let's get back to Shawndreca. She is sitting with Don Juan because Kandi is off doing her thing. You know, she is a busy woman after working as busy working millionaire women do. Anyways, Don Juan is sitting down with Shawndreca. First of all, why Don Juan get so stay focused? Heavy hitter, stay focused. So we're going back to Shawndreca sitting down with Don Juan, and they do that Speak on It. However, they're both flat on top of being sharp, and this shit was so flat. Speak on it. Speak on it. Anyway, so they are sitting down. Shawndreca looks really, really good. She's pretty. I don't necessarily care for the top she has on, but she's so freaking pretty. Let's get back into it. I could be back a little bit. Okay, cool. So watch just a little bit. So Shawndreca tells us that she moved to Atlanta 5 years ago from Buffalo, New York. So she's from the East Coast. She does have like an East Coast demeanor about herself. What the hell? East Coast demeanor about herself. Um, anyway, it's real cool. I like her swag. Buffalo, 5 years. She's a certified swim instructor. She does have a nice little body on her. Certified swim instructor. She has shades by Shawndreca. One thing I do find odd, unlike Brian, she did not take the opportunity to capitalize fully off of being on the show and showing her product. And then she goes into the fact that she got on Peter Street because she knew the original cook. She lied about. Don't want so messy. Y'all ain't gonna fire that girl. After every opportunity they had to fire her, if they didn't fire her for lying. Anyway, Shawndreca says she lied on the application. And she put her boyfriend at the time down to be her referral. And she talks about she was applying at a job because she's a certified medical assistant, I think she said, or she's a, I don't know, registrar where they do the beginning of the stuff. And then she tells us what we already know, that she does not like to work hard. She works smart, not harder. Be right back. Okay, we are back. So watch a little bit more. Shawndreca tells us that she and Patrick dated about 5 years ago, or they had a situationship about 5 years ago. But girl, just say y'all smashed. They had a situationship about 5 years ago, and she talks about how Patrick would bring in multiple women and she was not bothered and she didn't comment or do anything that he did when she finally brought her now fiance June in, and that he felt the opportunity to kind of flex and say who he was. I'm your manager, you need to get your ass back up in here and do some work and da 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 da. So she says we didn't see a lot because from the initial recording before the pandemic, you know, that's where they got the clip from of June and Patrick exchanging words. She says there was a lot more. It got pretty heated. Which her words were emotional because she said she was cursing Patrick out and how she hated everybody. She didn't want to work there anymore. So that was like red flag number 1,000 by that time. So she talks about that. I wish they would have shown more of that so we could have got that juice. Don Juan is best. I love it. He is digging it. He is getting the grease, baby. Oh, he is getting the grease. So he's like, so tell us about your situation. Your friends call it a relationship. You call it a situation. What is it? She was like, yo, look, this is what it was. Patrick was like, I'm new to Atlanta. Patrick like one of the... Girl, what you said about Atlanta? Now, I love me some Atlanta. And as a gay man, you know, I love me some Atlanta. But... she says Patrick was the first straight man I saw. I was new, you know, Kandi, OLG had just hired. And at the same time, of course, Patrick's commentary is going back and forth. Editing is so shady. And I just said that's so funny. And she said, we did what we did. I blinked and it was over. Okay. I'm back. It is very apparent that despite what Shawndreca and Patrick keep saying about one another and their situation, it was much more than just sex. Because there is a level of disdain undergirded with sexual savagery that exists between these two. Because they still want to, they want to yeah, because the way, it's funny because, again, editing is so shady. As she's giving her commentary, they're editing in Patrick's commentary from his speak on it. And just the way he's trying to downplay what they had and she's trying to downplay it. But I'm more prone to believe her because she was like, it was just sex. But the way he's kind of belittling this situation, it's just like, dude, with the way he's acting with Safari, shit, I just wonder, based upon the sex with Shawndreca, because she says she's gifted him with some talents that he can now share with others. I want to know what they are. Not from her specifically, but shit, I wonder what she taught him. Because he does give me fine. I do believe that slow act was an act on the show, because in his speak on it, he seemed more fluid and able to communicate effectively, and he didn't seem to be as short yellow bust as he is on the show during his speak on it. But there's some underlying issue there beyond just that y'all don't like each other. Y'all just need to go and get it over with. Okay, so let's see, we're back. So, I like this part. I like this part that I'm getting ready to talk about. Don Juan asks Shawndreca about her meeting with Philip and how it initiated. So she tells us that, you know, remember in the show, Philip actually came before we kind of got introduced. Well, hell, anyway, Philip was there. Shit. The show starts off with Philip having already been infiltrated inside of OLG to kind of just see how things work and how things shake over there. So she starts off by saying, hey, when she first met him, he threatened to fire her. Oh, girl, you have been threatened to have been fired. You have been getting threatened to fire. Damn, why can't I get that together? You have been threatened several times that you would be fired based off of your work acumen. Anyway, so she says Aunt Nora came in and she's doing her thing, and she had kind of like, yo, Aunt Nora, there's some structure. You know, you can't just really sit everybody. There's a way that we do things. So when she left for the day, Aunt Nora went to Philip and said, hey, you know, she said ABC, XYZ. And he approached her like, hey, you can't disrespect your elders. You could be fired. So she was like, well, first of all, who are you? And then secondly, the next time she saw him was when they were coming in for the meeting and he was being introduced as the director of whatever he was doing while the show was filming, child. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. What I really liked about this part is that what I think happens in business day to day is like Shawndreca just brought up a very good point, and some people will agree and some won't. She stated that they're bringing in these numerous different managers, and they have this turnaround rate, this high turnaround rate, and this revolving door when it comes to their employment, but they're not asking the people that are being dedicated, hey, what's going on? What can we do to make this situation better? What can we do to ensure that these employees are good? And that's what a lot of jobs don't do in order to sustain and build morale at their place of employment, is that because you're not on this level and you're considered down here, pretty much how Philip came in treating them like, I'm above y'all, so I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to take your critiques into concern. I'm above you. You're hourly. Those were his words initially, which made a lot of us really dislike his act. So I like the fact that she said, hey, come in and talk to us. Now, we know a lot of people won't do that because, again, they're here. And the people they need to get the direct information from are down here because they are the ones who are working. They are the ones who are in the trenches. They are the ones who are actually doing the work that makes y'all up here the money. Catch it. First of all, Don Juan is messy. I think we have established that. I think across the board, across the many reviews for Kandi and the Gang and for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Don Juan is messy. Don Juan says, I have received numerous inboxes, voicemails, smoke signals, 2 cans on the string messages, pulls out his phone and says, I'm going to play this message one of my kinfolk told me about you. But yeah, Shawndreca's messy, so-and-so, I love Philip, or it's a lot more. But first of all, why would you? Damn, Don Juan, you just go pull out the phone and say, my cousin don't like you, girl. And this is what she said about you. Shawndreca's messy, she's god-awful. Why she on there? She need to be gone by the end of the season. Boop. How you feel about that? Baby, Don Juan, you know how to get it crank. You know how to crank. I don't know how I feel about Don Juan. Like, I know how I feel about him, but I think the way I feel about him is starting to become more and more valid. He just real ticky. He just ticky. I know, hopefully my popularity will grow and people will watch this video and they'll be like, what's ticky? It may be a word in the gay community that we use to describe a person that you just don't really, you just don't quite know. Like, do I rock with you? Or is this vibe I'm getting from you a little, he's a little ticky. However, he asks Shawndreca about Brandon. And mind you, I just talked about how he talked about how his cousin put out the phone and told him what the kinfolk told him. So he asked about Brandon and the conversation about the meeting and her work ethic and, again, her work acumen and people seeing things that she has done that would be considered wrong. They are wrong. I'm just being generous because I think she's so nice. I mean, I think she's nice. I think she's pretty. I think she's nice. I don't know. I don't know the girl. Anyway, so he says, what made you think it was okay for you to call Brandon? So Shawndreca's like, yo, like when he first started as a new manager, Brandon went around and said, okay, well, how does this work? How does that work? He was a manager. She stated that he was one of the only managers there at the time. So for him to take the initiative to get to know all of them and to see what each individual's job is, which is a complete 180 from what he displayed on the show. Interesting. That's heavy. It's interesting because, like, dude, that's not what you presented. She's painting this picture that you're this superb learning manager, but you displayed this lazy ass manager. Can't stand a lazy ass manager. Anyway, so she's talking about everything. She's like, he's cool, and apparently what we didn't get to see in that meeting on Kandi and the Gang, and I think episode 2, when they're having the call out meeting, is that apparently Brandon and Shawndreca got mostly attacked, but they edited it out. It hit the editing floor. So she calls him after, like, man, yo, like, that's fucked up. That's messed up that, we got attacked so much and blah 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 blah. What happened in the past is that manager, like, this is a real phone. Like, this is a real phone. Like, the problem is managers aren't relaying the message, like, this is what it is. This is what we can do to make things better. These are the issues that I've noticed during my duration of being a host for OLG. And the managers, when Todd and Kandi were coming, oh, things are good, rose-colored glasses, rose-tinted glasses. So she said she felt like that's what happened when they kept trying to talk at the meeting and kept cutting off this, she says, to Don Juan. And of course, Don Juan, with his ticky self, has to defend himself. Well, now, I don't, so what he did, there is displayed throughout Kandi and the gang. Gang, 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 don't you wanna go? I'm really sitting trying to think if I know the words, and I don't. Damn, I shit as much as I watched it. Anyway, so he's defending himself. He pretty much is doing what she just said he did at the meeting. He cuts her off, and he starts talking about, I don't want to hear about it, and she's sitting there patient, because if it's in a box, I don't want to hear about it. Well, you're asking these things, much like that BS you did this weekend, Don Juan, with touring. Like, you just seem to have your panties up your butt with touring this last episode. Like, you just did the most with him for no reason. Were there some areas of opportunity? Yes, but you just seem to be doing the most. I don't know, maybe it's a little sexual attraction. Allegedly. Anyway, so she's talking about this, and he's cutting her off as she's trying to explain, but she's basically saying, this is how we tend to not get done what needs to be done because managers do not relay the information. I call Brandon because I'm thinking he's cool. He's a cool manager as well. So I'm venting to this person that I just equally got attacked with, thinking I could have this conversation with him. Yet alone, this bastard has... Brandon got to be... What's wrong with Brandon? Because first of all, if she on the phone having an itch session and Don Juan walks into the space, which is all of this big, would you keep her on speakerphone? That's a setup. You set her up. Shawndreca, if you happen to come across this, you may not, I don't know. Girl, Brandon set you up. Set you up. Another thing with his ticket self, ASS, Don Juan, there is a certain finesse that a person must possess, and it's innate. You have it. You can't cultivate it, and you cannot create nor build it. You have to have a certain je ne sais quoi when interviewing someone to not attack them. And I think that's what Kandi does well, because you may not agree with what a person is necessarily saying, but you don't come back like, maybe it's just me because maybe I have this certain distaste for his inability to interview. And it could be because he just wants to kind of just clarify some things, but the way he's doing it is just like, it's like in interviews, I want to say this, and I'm not going to even say her name. I really do respect her level of interviewing. But the way he's doing it, he's not allowing her to say what she's saying without having to, the necessity of feeling like he got to get out what he has to say. Like most interviews, you so-and-so and so-and-so. Okay. All the time, all the while in your mind, like, girl, this bitch lying. I'm like, But the way he is just going there, it's just like, and you said this on live TV, and like, did you interview her so you could check her? Because keep in mind, you're still her boss. So though she may be appreciative of this opportunity, she ain't gonna come at you like you just some old regular person, because you're still on one of her bosses and you still the duty of her main boss. So I don't like this. I don't, because you so busy trying to vindicate yourself that, ooh, see, that's ticky. That's real, ooh. Okay, this is a good part. Don Juan asks about the housewarming. Other standing so The standing social warming. Um, and she goes on this diatribe of a lot of information down this rabbit hole. First of all, she says she does not want to go. And I'm glad she did bring up the fact that Torrin asked her to come and support him, come and support his design, come and support what he's done, and come and blah, 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 blah. So she was like, you know, I came, he asked me to come. And then Don Juan, this was funny. This was funny, Don Juan. Well, did you like his decor? Did you like what he did? Because you were coming to support him. She's like, he ain't did shit. And as a matter of fact, he charged me double for my Airbnb. So apparently, I forgot to mention, she has an Airbnb and Torrin staged it, meaning he did the furniture and everything inside of the home. Come on, Shawndreca, being an entrepreneur, hustler. All right there. That's what we doing. These matte black Mercedes and stuff, big body Benz. Hey. Okay. So anyway, I'm about to pause y'all, but now, so they're talking about that. Don Juan asked how she felt about the things that were happening inside the house, and Miriam Safari saying that they can stay outside. She was like, "Girl, I didn't want to come to begin with." And then he asked how does she feel about Dominique not come back out. She was like, "That's fine, you know, I'll just be unbothered." And he says, well, June, she's like, yeah, June was more upset than I was, but, you know, I just treat people differently after how they treat me. So he says, well, do you treat Dominique differently? So clearly he feels like most of us feel like Dominique should have definitely come back out to be with her girl and be like, okay, I came, I saw y'all, congratulations, I'm going to come back and, you know, leave with my girl. But she said, you know, she didn't want to go there, be there anyway, but she was just going to support Torrin and, of course, get that airtime. She didn't say that, but I'm saying it. To get that camera time, you know, collect that additional money. I don't know if it really is any, but I'm just saying, you know, get that airtime so she could be on most scenes. So she talks about that, and then they're moving on. So be right back. I like the fact that he asked about June checking the people. Because that's what June did, baby. June went one by one checking her. Checking them O's. Like, you did this. My girl ain't happy. She cool with you, so she ain't really tripping, but it happened to me too. So I'm saying I don't like it on behalf of my girl. Don Juan was like, do you think it's pillow talk? Because people could think that perhaps you put him up too. She's like, no, he's a Pisces. He's going to say whatever is on his mind. Now, I really do think Shawndreca, I really do think Shawndreca was upset, but she's trying to downplay it and play it off like she wasn't, because time has passed and she's still cool with these people. And that's typically what happens with a lot of us that are upset with our friends for minuscule things, you know, like, I'm trying to ain't big no more. Fuck that. But at that time, I'm sure she probably felt a certain type of way and was in her feelings. But let her tell it, she asked Dominique to go because Dominique didn't want to go. And Dominique was the front person to go figure out, hey, you know, feel the vibe. What's up? If it's weird, let me know. Apparently, Dominique texted her and said, hey, girl, they're about to come out and talk to you because they didn't really want you here. So she would say, like, you know, it is what it is. Let's bounce. This is pretty interesting. I'm really, really enjoying this. At this point, I have to agree with Shawndreca. No, I don't, because it was good TV. I'm lying. Because she was like, what? He asked about the triple date. She's like, it should have just been me. They see them all the time. No, I mean, I could talk like my Dominique for it, because it just don't make any sense. Yeah. I'll wait and save that. I'm just so stupid. I'll save that for my Dominique review. But anyway, he asks, Don Juan asks about the triple date. And she's like, it should have just been me, Kandi, and Todd, and June. I'm sure Patrick and Safari see them all the time. But of course, that scene was good for TV. It was good for the show. She says it was awkward. It didn't make any sense. Not too much about it. You know, I think the date was cute. It was good TV. This is very informative. So we're back on June. Don Juan asks about meeting June. She goes about how they met on Tinder. Don Juan acts like he don't know what Tinder is. Allegedly. And she talks about how they hooked up the first night, and she was like, yo, this is good, stay the night. And he's acting appalled. He stayed the night? You don't even know him. Yes, girl, that happens at times. He gonna act like he don't know from being allegedly on Jacked BGC, they don't use the number, but it sounds funny. Being Adam for Adam, Tinder, girl, what else out there? Grinder, Scruff, Growler, Sniffies. Bitch, do any of y'all use Sniffies? Y'all gotta check out sniffies.com, baby. If you know nothing about Sniffies, your life will forever be changed. Woo! Anyway, so Don Juan is acting like he doesn't know. Oh my God, he's so about. Oh my God, you let him stay that night, girl. What the hell? She said that thing was thangin', and June put it down because they were together ever since. She said not only sexually were they compatible and did he blow her mind, but he asked her a series of questions prior to the meeting. They really just hadn't. It wasn't something that she had experienced before. So not only did he F her body, he F'd her mind. See, that's how you get a bit. You F that mind before you F that body, and you in there for good. Trust me. Why I mean trust me, bitch, I'm single as hell. So they talk about Juan, Lord. They talk about Juan. They talk about June, marriage. She wants 4 children, wants to adopt the 5th. It's a little interesting of a dynamic. All these things, it's really, really interesting. I'm really impressed. Shawndreca is quite entrepreneurial, and she really loves June. She's impressed with his knowledge, and she wants that father figure to be around to teach their children. So that's one of the reasons why she loves him, other than him just being a really good guy. Then she moves on to her entrepreneurship. Talks about shades by Shawndreca. She'd rather keep it online. She said something about a storefront, and then started talking about the pole dancing. So she also has a pole dancing company. Oh, sorry. She wants to open a pole dance. I want to see, can she pole dance? Y'all think she can pole dance? The arms don't look real strong to hold her up. Maybe she just gonna hold it to the pole, shake her hand. I don't know. So in reference to the pole dancing, she does like to pole dance. What good question, Don Juan. He asked her, "What can you pole dance?" She's like, "Yeah," because she likes to. He says, "Well, have you been an exotic dancer?" She's like, "No, I was scared." They say you'll get sucked into a different lifestyle, girl. Probably so, because the way you talk about money and the logistics of how you get money wrong, that little quick money would have probably been something that would have sucked you right on into that world. So we get to the Pou Confidant. I don't know why I thought the name of that stuff was Pou Confidant or Confidant, but it was Pou Confidant. Patrick know he need his ass whooped. Patrick, with your fine, attractive, yet alluring, because you're alluring because I don't quite understand. Pou Confidant, Pou. And as much as we sit here and make comments about, hell, you might actually be smarter than we think, because nobody wants to smell like poo. But none of us have forgotten what you might be a little smarter than we give you credit for. I know you say poo stands for skin, but I don't want nothing that smells like poo naturally. But I know if I wanted to go looking for it, I know to go look for Pou Confidant. That's my shit. Damn it, Patrick, you smart as hell. Anyway, so she takes a few digs. She takes this opportunity to shoot some slugs to Jones and to Reed, throw some shade. Bitch, y'all know what is so funny. Sorry. What is so funny to me, and hopefully, again, I hope you're enjoying this. Please subscribe. Tell your people. Share it. Get me in the logistics. Get me into the scale of things. But what is so funny to me is to hear people, not people, let me be very specific. What is so odd, and it ain't even funny. I'm laughing, but I'm tongue-tied, sorry. What is so crazy to me is hear straight men say, throw shade, or shade. Man, you shady? Or, man, I ain't trying to throw no shade. What's the shade about? For those that do not know, the term shade and the aspect of it being someone being negative or derogatory or having ill will towards you, like, well, that was shady. What's the shade? Man, he was throwing shade. Man, they giving shade trees shade all day long. Oh, shade is a gay terminology that came from the gay community back, let me see, I came out at, oh, damn, when did I come out? I moved to Houston 04. I came out 2000, 2001. Anyway, and that's some shit they were saying back then. Old gay queens. That's what we used to call our elders. Queens. Queen. Was saying shade. Oh, girl, Miss Thing is throwing shade. But to hear in 2021 and to see in 2021 heterosexual, cisgendered men use that term is baffling to me. Like, I know heterosexual women they have a tendency to hear things because they hang around us, and we got good girlfriends that we're cool with and they love the community, and they tend to pick up on our slang and our terminology. But to hear dudes in the barbershop, to see men on national television saying shade, baby, I'll be like, girl, do you know? Miss Thing, Miss Thing, Miss Thing, do you know what you're saying? Like, dude, if you knew. Anyway, I'll leave it alone. But anyway, so they're talking about the pool coffee yacht, and she takes a dig. She's throwing shade, and she's throwing heavy shade. True tea. Shout out to the heavy hitter. Make sure you subscribe. I hope so. I hope you're enjoying this. Anyway, she talks about Miriam's camera, that it wasn't a real one. You know what? Don Juan is very loyal to Kandi and her family, as he should be, because that's his bread and butter, primarily. Initially, I'm sure he has other endeavors, but he would not let her take these digs at the name of that stupid ass, that stupid pool coffee aunt, because he just Don Juan. Anyway, I don't think he liked Shawndreca to begin with. So they're talking about that, and she's taking digs. And they're talking about the information and, was it a good? She says the camera was a Polaroid. She's so shady. I love it. We then move on to the conversation of the finale. Oh, the finale was so good, man. I know some people didn't like Kandi in the Game, but I really like Kandi in the Game. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. I really enjoyed that show. I mean, I don't know if I'm showing my age, but I just really enjoy good TV. Now, I like a good turn-up. Don't get me wrong, I'm a tourist. I love a good turn-up, but it was just good to see a reality show give a premise of actual reality of working inside of a Black-owned establishment. And I appreciate Todd and Kandi's transparency when it comes to the ups and the downs of OLG. Like, a lot of people, I would never, and one thing about Kandi and Todd, more so Kandi, is she's going to be very upfront. She's going to be very transparent. And the idea I got from OLG was, let me show you what really happens in these types of businesses and what we're doing in order to try to rectify these wrongs. I appreciate that, because they didn't come in like, oh, don't show that. Oh, don't show that. Don't show that. But, and we always want to tear each other down, unfortunately. And it ain't for everybody, but I appreciate why this piece of hair just keeps standing up like that. So, y'all, I got these faux locks, these lock extensions. So that's my hair right here, and this is the extension. So naturally, when I added it, girl, my hair has really grown. I've had these since Thanksgiving 21, and my hair was probably like this long. So it's about to come out. It feels like it's about to come out. But I do have lock extensions. I plan on doing a video of my lock extension journey. Is that a nap? Girl, no. This damn fruit. This damn fruit. So, anyway, stay focused. Heavy hitter, stay focused, jump on. God, I lost my train of thought. So we're talking about lost my train of thought. So I'm going to do a video about my lock extensions. Kind of follow my journey, my growth. I've kind of learned how to put them in myself now with the crochet needle and the braiding method. A couple of videos I saw, so that. But Shawndreca, stay focused, heavy hitter. And so at the game, we're at the finale, and then they move on talking about they washed over it, probably because it's not about Shawndreca, but how Torin, Don Juan, and Philip have this moment. I just didn't like that. That was not the time or the place to put all that on Torin. And then what about Brandon? Like Brandon promised him something. Now, mind you, I just didn't like that. That's that being ticky. It's that ticky stuff. Anyway, so they're talking about that, and she's talking about June inspired the theme that, you know, the 70s, even though 70s wasn't Studio 54, it's kind of it's a little bit of a stretch, you know. It wasn't Studio 54 times. However, it would look nice. It looked like a good time, and well, let's continue. We get to Shardo, and I don't like the. I don't like. First of all, if Shardo did it, because, and I say if, because on camera we saw the woman insinuate that it's happened before. But Shawndreca is making it look like it happened on camera, and it did not. Or if it did, it didn't make it on camera. It didn't make it on the show. She's like, and he did it on camera. No, the lady said that it has happened before, but it, you know, people could. She could have been a hot act. I don't know. I did not like in the ending of the finale how she seemed to revel in the fact that this man just got fired. She was like, somebody had to go, and it was gonna be, and it wasn't gonna be me. Girl, they wasn't even trying to fire you. They were just asking you, has anyone done something of offense that would that would require for them to be fired? Like, that's just plain, girl, I ain't like that. And then you already said you didn't like the man since he got there because you want to be the only host and that you want to interview and that you should be in charge to see if they're a good fit. Girl, like Don Juan said, which is a valid point, people say you should have been fired and that you should have been gone. So what gives you the right to feel like you have the opportunity? Is this another one about to come out? What gives you the right to feel, as you're half-assed in the job, that you should be the person to be in charge of the hiring, firing, and the training? Girl, you don't want people to... Girl, one thing you should not be doing is training, because you're going to train people how to do it the incorrect way. Or you might be one of those people who... I remember I used to train. I used to do that. Girl, look, don't do as I do, do as I say. If the manual says this, you do it this way because you haven't earned... Ooh, girl, so glad I got out of customer service. You don't do it because you haven't earned the right to be able to take these shortcuts to these corners. Oh, God. I remember customer service. I'm going to have to do a story time about doing customer service for Chase. Oh, good. Good days. Good days. Anyway, so we're now moving into Miriam and the proposal. Oh, Shawndreca, you're so shady. She doesn't give a damn about the relationship. She doesn't care about the engagement. She's happy for them. It's not going to last. He'll just divorce her. He's slow. Patrick. He isn't Patrick. She's throwing slugs and shade. Heavy shade. Throughout this entire part. Ain't much to talk about. It's pretty much the same thing she's been saying the entire time about Patrick. At this point, it's pretty much at the end of her review of her Speak on It. And she is talking about her future endeavors and continuing to work there. She wouldn't change anything because people love her. The customers are horrible. Damn, girl. Shawndreca, you do know the customers are going to see this, right? You know they're going to see it. And Don Juan is trying his best to rein her back in like, the customers are not horrible. Customers are amazing. At this point, like, Shawndreca, shut the hell up. Let me pause it. She didn't get it. She don't get it. Then she's like, oh, no, they're laughing. They're joking. Then they want to take a picture with me. People know me outside of the job. She really loves everything. Now, what I am getting out of this last part, why do I keep playing in my hair? What I am getting out of this last part is, I don't want to say she's a little star crazy with Kandi, but I think she wants to be friends with Kandi, versus Kandi being her boss, or the owner of the restaurant that she works in, that her bosses are over her. Because I got to know Kandi and got to be around Kandi, and June got to be around Todd, and Kandi loves me, and Kandi wants me to stay because I'm loyal. I think she really wants to develop a friendship with Kandi, and Kandi should be careful. Because, the word is directly from people around her and Kandi that Kandi is very giving and has an open heart and believes in helping. So, not saying that Shawndreca is an opportunist, but I think Shawndreca would love to benefit from an opportunity, allegedly, of being around Kandi and what being around Kandi means, and the power and the influence and the notoriety of what being around Kandi means. I think that's really what she's looking for. So to wrap this up, Shawndreca to me was interesting. It was good to see her. Her interview wasn't much more different than what we got on the show. It was Shawndreca. Shawndreca on the show is Shawndreca in life, and take with that as you will. Again, she's still a beautiful girl. Beautiful, beautiful girl. Wish her and June the best in their nuptials and in their engagement up to their nuptials, whatever. Don Juan, a little ticky. I'm sure he's cool. But I want to say this though. What is hilarious is him again, as she's talking about hooking up, because he kept asking about Patrick a lot. Her and Patrick. I don't know why I keep wanting to play in my goddamn hair, because I think I wanted to pull it up, and I should have before I sat down. He kept asking about Patrick a lot, so it was just, he kept digging. Like, I'm gonna leave that alone. So leave it alone. So we're wrapping up with that. Again, welcome to Heavy Hitter Media. Leave your comments in the comment section. I may check them, I may not. But leave your criticism, leave your ideas. That way you can help your boy grow. I really want to grow this channel. How I'm getting started is because I get on my social media and my Facebook and Instagram, more so my Facebook, and run my mouth. And my friends are like, you need a page. You need a YouTube channel because you love commenting about every other show. And You might as well become a content creator. So I am following that. So follow, subscribe, Heavy Hitter Media on YouTube. And as I grow, I will create other means of social media like a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. I'll do that eventually. All my stuff now is rather personal, so I'm deciding if I want to share that or not. And for those of you that know me and watch this video, thank you. Please subscribe so your boy can get those numbers. Even if you don't want to watch it, just put it on and let it play. Tell your people, share it with your people. Welcome to Heavy Hitter Media. I am the Heavy Hitter on YouTube officially now. And again, subscribe, like, get me into these algorithms. I will be introducing Talk Shit Tuesday, Talk-ish Tuesday, where Tuesday I'll be doing my rundowns and a lot of stuff. So it's crazy. Back in, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, it came across my memories feed. I used to do these posts on Facebook called Talk Tuesday. So I'm going to reintroduce that, but on YouTube, so that on Tuesdays I'll be giving my commentary and getting on here just running my mouth. So thank you for listening to me running my mouth. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure that you share, subscribe, like, support your boy, and thank you for watching the Heavy Hitter Media Show. Because I just spoke on it, and I was talking about Kandi and the gang, 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 gang. Say Kandi and the gang.